Let's talk about HBAR and why you need 1000 HBAR as soon as possible. So looking at HBAR at the current standing, it's currently sitting at around about the 25 cent mark, and at today's price 1000 Hedera is going to cost you roughly $245, which I believe is a very realistic amount to achieve, especially with some hard work, some consistency, and really going all in. So when we look at Hedera at the moment, it's a coin that I've been in for quite a long time. I've been accumulating throughout the bear market, and now we're starting to see it rip over the last year or so, which is really, really positive to see. But in this video, I want to kind of lay my case as to why I believe it can do super well, as a lot of us are anticipating the upcoming altcoin season and bull market. But I believe that HBAR at the moment still has a lot of potential to grow. So let's jump into that. The first thing we just need to talk about is what makes HBAR so special when compared to a lot of other cryptos in this space. But I do need to mention that as a quick disclaimer, guys, please read this with care. This video is not financial advice. Crypto is volatile and highly risky. No results are guaranteed. This content is for experienced users only, and there's a full legal disclaimer in the description below. So, HBAR, what makes it so special when we compare it to a lot of other coins out there? And I think the first thing for me is that we need to just talk about the sheer volume of partnerships that they have. The likes of Google, Dell, Boeing, LG, all of these companies that everyone knows about, household name brands who are multi-billion dollar companies, they see something in HBAR. They see the fact that it's got a real world use case that they can leverage in order for them to drive more revenue, more sales, and in essence, more profit. So when it comes to a lot of crypto out there, guys, there's a lot of people talking about, oh, their crypto's doing this, they're doing this, they're planning on doing that. But at the end of the day, HBAR, you can see it, all these incredible partnerships, and not even with small companies. We're talking massive, massive companies. And for me, this gives HBAR the first green tick as to why I believe it can do super, super well. Next thing is that it's very, very recently just had a grayscale ETF, and this is the first ETF that HBAR has had. And this means that financial institutions are seeing a real world use case in HBAR. They see that they can leverage HBAR as part of their service, and they can make money, and they believe in the long term future. And I think that's so, so important, because companies want to make money. They want to make sure they have a clean reputation. They're not scamming their customers. So if they're going to be offering HBAR to their customers, they want to make sure that everyone can win at the end of the day. So for me, I think this is really, really positive, and that gets the second green tick. Next one, HBAR. Where can HBAR conservatively go when we look at previous altcoins and compared to a lot of other large caps? In this example, I just want to quickly dive into the market cap for HBAR, and it's currently sitting at around the 10.3 billion mark. And this by no means is a small market cap, but it is still a market cap which is low enough that it's got a lot of room to grow. And when we looking at this, we need to compare it to some of these other large caps, and the first one for me is ADA, which achieved over a 90 billion market cap back in 2021, all the way back in last cycle, and as well Solana hit around the 70 billion mark. So when we look at this, if HBAR can hit just half of what ADA did last run, that's currently a 4.5x, which is amazing to see, and it's something which is conservative. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but it's on the cards. The actual economics behind it work, and this is very, very good for growth. And I'm not saying it can only get half of what ADA did. I'm saying that I wouldn't be surprised if it did hit that by the peak of the altcoin season. Summary here, guys. 1000 HBAR is a very strong start to a diversified crypto portfolio, and although I don't think it will hit the $2.50 mark, or let alone the $2 mark, I still think that it's very, very important to take profits as we go up. And I want to show you an example of how we can take profits out in a fashion that you can maximize them and also reduce as much risk as possible. 40 to 50 billion market cap, I think, is on the cards this run. This is an example of a profit taking spreadsheet that I've very, very briefly put together, and as you can see, I've got HBAR amount, the price that you're going to sell, how much HBAR you have left, and the profit. And these numbers are just for show, guys. They're not necessarily the numbers that I'm looking to, although I have taken some profits on HBAR on the way. But when it comes to this, I think this is a really, really good way to hold yourself accountable. And by doing this, you have all your numbers written down. And a way which I'm personally using is that if I don't sell my targets sell point at any of these ones, I have to promise to my friend that I run 10 miles, right? So it's something that is very, very difficult, and if I don't do it, I get punished. And for me, this is a way that I can find myself to hold accountable. And I wanted to illustrate this, guys, in a visual way as well. So when it comes to this, this is an example of how you could do it. So you'd sell the first 20% at whatever your first mark is, you'd get your initial investment back, and you'd scale that up. Then you'd have 40% out, you'd have 60% out, 80% out, and you'd make all your money on these 4 initial sell points. This is really, really positive because you made a lot of the money, and what you then have is the last 20%, which you can wait as a moon bag, or you can sell. You can try and time the top, which I wouldn't personally try and do, but you can use this as a framework to maximize all the profits and leave that later, because even in this last chunk here, you can make what you made in the first 3 just on that last one, and by doing that you've eliminated all of the risk because you've taken all the profit. Hopefully, guys, this has provided you with some kind of value, and I hope you can use this going forward. Thank you very much.